you can avoid typing B-dubs,
Yes, I will do my best.
thank you.
And we're live on the Stop Typing Beat Up show.
God damn it. Always happens.
Hello, and welcome to episode 123 of the Toonami Escape podcast. Such a nice number.
Wait, when did we start?
Like in the middle of Seacoler being like, stop typing.
Oh, okay. I'm like, oh shit. What did I say? I didn't say anything.
Look, I always give you like 2 warnings.
Okay.
I didn't hear any warnings this time, to be honest.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like, oh no. No, but I didn't say anything.
Well, next time I'll make it incredibly obnoxiously obvious that we're about to start. I'll make up a song and everything. We're starting.
I actually like that song. It's very nice.
I feel like I just got it from SpongeBob.
You probably did.
Anyway, I'm Greg Zeno. Tonight we have B-Dubs.
Hello.
Who will not type.
I'm resisting the urge right now.
Seacoler.
Hello.
And Crocodile.
Good afternoon, evening, morning, or whenever you're listening to this.
Yes, to our audience in the Northern Mariana Islands.
It could just be somebody who downloaded it,
To be a state coming... No, wait, no. Wait, do we have... Is that part of... Is that U.S. territory?
Which one?
Northern Mariana Islands.
They are, I think.
Ah, okay, it's good. So soon to be a state in 2024 or something.
Probably after that.
Welcome, Northern Mariana Islands. You're too late. You're underwater.
Goodbye. Oh yeah, I forgot about that news.
Yay.
We got 40 years left, boys.
Yeah! Will we see the end of One Piece?
No.
No. We will become One Piece. The world will be One Piece.
Better One Piece than Waterworld.
I mean, how old is Oda? I mean, isn't he in his 40s or 50s?
I don't think he's that old. I think he's maybe mid-30s, early 40s.
Yeah, I want to say around.
He's been writing this for 20 years, so he's at least 40s.
Yeah, but he started really early.
20 years.
I mean, he started when he was young, I think. But
Yeah, I think it started in 1999, right? So
1997, but there's almost no way he started writing. He was published at 19, so
okay. He's 43.
Okay.
There you go.
So he started writing it when he was 23.
Well, I mean, and to be clear, he
he could technically be alive in 40 years still writing. That's actually a possibility. I assume he'd want to write something else because he'd probably be... I don't think anyone can write something for 60 years and not go insane. But
a 43-year-old man with all the health issues of an 83-year-old man.
Sounds about
not
right.
his fault.
Meanwhile, Togashi is like a 50-year-old man with all the health issues of a 3,000-year-old man.
I mean, that guy's
Rocky here chilling, with his vampire cocktails, just chilling, relaxing in the Fakirin world.
He needs to share the secret of immortality with Togashi.
I think his secret is that he just stopped publishing in magazines and just formed his own studio.
So I'm just trying to remember. Was the Megalobox announcement before the last show or after the last show?
You spoiled it!
God damn it. That we were going to talk about it this time.
Yeah,
okay.
That was after. Anyway,
all right, well, let's get into the news.
News! We got a new show announcement. Megalobox.
How do you say it?
I have no idea.
It's Megalobox. Basically, boxing in the future.
It's awesome.
Isn't it based on? It's based on some kind of.
Overall, I have a positive opinion of the show. I watched it, back when it was airing earlier this year. I would say I'm not sure it quite lived up to the hype, but I still think I overall have a positive opinion of the show. I think its probably biggest weakness is that sometimes you have to suspend your suspension of disbelief gets strained several times. I think that's the biggest issue with the show. and I'm not sure how some people may take to the artistic choice of terms of the image quality. They kind of intentionally retrograde it, make it look more quote unquote 90s. I'm not sure how that fly with some people. Some people maybe just be like, fuck that shit. I just want my 4K, sweet visuals. But besides, I guess those two major points, I think overall more people should enjoy it than not enjoy it.
I also thought Megalobox was good but not great, and my major issue with it was, in a show about boxing, none of the animation is good.
I wouldn't say none, but I would say it could have and should have been a lot better. Actually, I'm not sure if I would say the animation maybe that was a weakness so much as the choreography, which could have been stronger. But either way,
I think that those kind of go hand in hand. Yes
and no. I guess I would say the hyper fights in Ippo or Fighting Spirit, I think is the English translation of the title.
I mean, it's Ippo. Come on.
Fair enough. Ippo. I think the strongest fights in Ippo were definitely stronger than the Megalobox fights.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. I certainly agree with you there.
It's got a kickin' soundtrack, though.
Oh, it's awesome.
Oh, probably amongst the top 10 anime soundtracks of the year.
Well, you couldn't even do a top 10 of a year because not enough good ones come out in a year. So,
yeah.
Well, I mean, there's good in terms of like gets the job done, and there's good in like remember it like months or years after the show ends.
Yeah.
I would say at most, really, an average year will have like two really soundtracks that you'll actually notice as being great.
I did let's see. Dragon Ball Super ended March of this year, right? I will say I quite enjoyed the soundtrack in the latter half of the Tournament of Power. I don't know if that's I don't know if you necessarily consider it high quality or like by musicians' terms, whatnot. But for what it was trying to accomplish, I thought it was for the most part a high octane soundtrack that fit well the action on screen with accentuated some of the very hype moments. So I would say I think pretty highly of the Dragon Ball Super soundtrack, though I guess Toonami viewers get a better view of that or listen of that as this year goes on and the next year goes on as well.
Yeah. So Megalobox.
How many episodes?
12.
12. Or what was it? 13. It's 12 or 13.
Yeah, it's a short thing. I know a lot of the guys that watch Ippo were really hot on it, in part because, hey, we're not getting, the next season of Ippo like ever, but, we're getting this and it's pretty awesome and it scratches that same itch. So, if you like one, you're going to like the other.
I will also say as a bit of trivia that the Megalobox is, I think, part of the 50th anniversary celebration of or maybe 40th, some number of decades celebration of Ashton no Joe, which is, of course, a very famous boxing anime from years past. I'll say that it doesn't, if you're familiar with that old anime, that Megalobox, I think, certainly captures some of the feel of that, but it's certainly not like a carbon copy of anything of that sort. So I'll put that bit of trivia out there. I'm not sure if it's going to make people who listen to our podcast more hype or just confuse them as they might have no idea what Ashton no Joe is, but I feel that's something worth mentioning, that this anime came out very much in the celebration or in honor of that, of course, milestone title from the past.
So yeah, that's coming December 8th, I believe.
Yes, that is correct.
Which basically makes it a replacement for a rerun of Alternative.
Wait, they're not. They have to be rerunning Alternative. They can't.
Come on. No,
they
after the rerun.
Yeah.
Oh, that ends. That's it. Ends soon? Huh.
I mean, this episode's the finale. Next episode's the finale.
And then you got 6 weeks.
But I guess I just felt there was more time. Or I don't know. Weeks are weird.
I think it's also we're not getting as many marathons this year because of where Halloween and some of the other holidays fall.
I mean, we'll get a Veterans Day one because that's a guarantee. Probably not Halloween. I think Thanksgiving should happen this year. Maybe not.
Yeah. I think it will. I think the timing will work out. I think we're going to get one less in December, though.
No, I think because December it's going to be, you want those last two.
Yeah, there should be there's Christmas and then New Year's marathons.
Right. I'm just thinking that, there's some years we get like 3 or 4 marathons in December.
Well, that was back when they did movies.
Oh yeah.
They've never done 3 or 4 marathons.
You're right. I kind of do miss doing those movies,
Well, guess what?
Never gonna happen.
Never.
Oh well.
So just before we move on, C. Colo, do you have anything to add, or is your mic not working? You have not said anything in a while.
Well, I'm not sure you can hear me. Can you hear me speaking right now?
Absolutely.
Nope, not at all. No, I'm fucking with you.
No,
I
I
can hear
mean,
you just fine.
Crocodile can't hear me. That's the problem. He can't hear me for some reason. Tell him that.
Crocodile, can you
hear him?
not hear Seacaller?
No, I can't.
Oh, that's fucking weird.
That's what's going on. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, well, I'm gonna leave the call.
okay.
I'm gonna leave the call and
That
come right
makes me
back.
feel awkward and embarrassing.
Okay.
Tell him that.
Yeah, he's gonna leave the call real quick, come right back in, and that should hopefully fix everything.
Partner interruption. No, you should like someone should just insert like
Elevator music.
Yeah.
in here.
Seacaller, when you come back, insert the Wii U shop with the Wii shop channel music there when you're leaving and coming back.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah,
I can hear you now. All right.
There we go.
it was so it was probably an issue with Crocodile coming in after you, Seacaller.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So was I talking over you for like a large period of time, Seacola?
Yeah, that's fine. There's no big deal. Don't worry about it.
Is that gonna be like a mess on the actual podcast? What will people hear?
No, we talk over everyone all the time.
Nah, it's no big deal. My thoughts on Megalobox, I really don't have much. I don't know anything about it. I mean, I know the gist. It's like future robot boxing. I even knew the thing about it being based on some old show. But the only thing I can really say is that I do like the character designs. I mean, they definitely are nailing that kind of, 90s aesthetic. And I have heard as well that they animate the show at HD and then they bring it down to SD and then back up to HD to make it look like a show that was old, that was, upscale.
Rub
kind of makes it look
Vaseline
a
on the
little blurry.
lens.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting idea. I don't know how it's going to look in the end, but I mean, I'm kind of digging the idea of it. It's like, oh, okay, they're trying to make it look like an old show.
It looks fine. You just get the feeling that they thought they were like, oh yeah, people liked old stuff because the resolution was garbage. And then it's like, well, then you look at Cowboy Bebop and it just looks even better in HD.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a weird choice, I will say. I do, but again, that aspect aside, I think the character designs look pretty cool. I mean, I mean, speaking of Cowboy Bebop, I mean, the main character kind of looks like Spike Spiegel,
Yeah.
A little bit, I suppose. There definitely did feel like there was a little bit of being too clever for their own good, but I'm curious to see how other people think.
Like I said, it's fine. It's good. It's fine. It's not amazing, but it's a nice 12, 13 episode show that'll be there and gone.
So is this Toonami's first? Oh wait, new Toonami's first sports anime?
I think, other than IGPX, I think so.
Well, IGPX wasn't new, and it was something they made.
Well, I didn't want to say all of Toonami because I think if you say all of Toonami, you include Prince of Tennis. But I meant in the past 6 years or whatever.
Not that I can't think of anything else. I will also say too, this show does feel like it falls into that group of shows that is of the kind where they were saying we were going to go outside our comfort zone.
Yeah.
Well, I think the whole futuristic aspect of it, I think, makes it probably a little easier pill to swallow for your average Toonami viewer.
I also think the fact that it's about boxing, it's like, hey, it's sports, but it's the sport about punching.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Plus,
yeah.
Yeah, plus it's a little easier, it's a little quicker to get into action than something like Ippo was. It took, a whole fucking season for Ippo to go pro. He was dicking around, sort of actually training and stuff for a lot of the time.
Okay, guys, I'm going to take bets here. Who here thinks that the main character will be voiced by Steve Bloom?
The answer is no. I don't think he does that kind of voice work anymore.
I don't think he does either.
No,
What do you mean he doesn't do that kind of voice work?
I don't think it fits.
It fits. I just don't. I don't know that he does. What's the most recent? Well, the most recent thing we've heard him in is that as that DJ dude in Alternative.
Yeah.
Right. Like
But-
he'll do a cameo every now and again, but I'm not sure he's
You
Is
don't think he
Taking
can
a
play a main
starring role.
character? Is that what you're saying?
Is Megalobox a Funimation show or a Viz show?
I don't know. It might actually be like some other. Let me see.
Yeah,
Let me
I'm
look
curious.
this up
Good
really quick.
question.
And I'm also curious if they announced the dubbing studio, or even the. I assume they haven't announced the voice cast, but I'm curious if they announced the dubbing studio.
It's licensed by Viz.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know.
I mean, they can do a pretty good job when they really, try.
No, I have no issue with Viz. I was just curious who it was. If it was like Sentai, that would be like, I don't know, man. But it's not Sentai, so.
I guess it's just Viz. I saw something about like okay. I'm gonna go to the Tumblr and see because I saw like a dubbing studio logo on their announcement, and I was like, I don't know that I know that, but
I saw a lot of comments from people online, like on places like Reddit and on Twitter and stuff. Well, not really Twitter because I don't really follow there, but maybe it was in the Reset Era thread about this. A lot of people saying that they thought Steve Bloom ought to voice this character, and I think it's for the same reason I said it looks like Spike Spiegel. I think the characters just look similar. So,
Well, were people like saying that out loud, or are you just thinking that's what people? That's why.
no, that's what they were saying. They were saying they ought to get Steve Bloom to do this voice.
No, were you saying it because Joe looks like Spike, or is it just like?
Oh, that's me. No, that's me making the connection. Like I was trying to figure out why they said that, and it was like, well, he does kind of look like Spike, maybe. But no, I don't know why they all thought that.
Every anime character with that hairstyle must be Steve Bloom.
It was just a thing I think people connected like in their brain. That's my thinking. I don't even know what the character's like.
I feel like you can look at the character and get a pretty good idea of what he's like. But that's just
by the way, I will say this: I did watch the opening for the show, and I thought it was pretty crap.
Yeah,
Really?
it's weird.
I thought it was pretty fitting for what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
Hey,
But
Beta,
then
Yes.
I feel like it gives a pretty good idea of who Joe is just from an opening, though.
type in.
I mean, it may do that, but I just thought it was a boring opening that didn't really click with me.
Did you get a chance to listen to the ending song?
No, I haven't seen the ending yet.
Okay, maybe you should check it out later. It was pretty good.
I mean, I'm sure the music in the show is good. The opening theme didn't do anything for me, and the animation was kind of didn't do anything for me in the opening. I sometimes you can get a feel for a show by watching it just its opening. That's the point, right? It's supposed to give you a feeling for it, and I wasn't feeling the vibes of that. So I don't know. It left me a bad taste in my mouth. I'm hoping the show's better than the opening.
It was a skip opening for me, I gotta say. I skipped it all the time.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it's kind of like the same thing. It's just like there's a bird, and then there's like a running cougar or something, and then it turns into a motorcycle, and it goes back and forth, and that's basically it.
Very artistic.
It's a wolf.
A wolf, yeah.
Wolf represents Joe, who's also. Well, I'm not gonna go. Well, just look at the character. I think you can figure out what he's about just looking at him. I think it's.
Oh yeah, I mean, he looks like a smug punk, like a tough ass guy. I mean.
Well, congratulations! You just described Joe.
Yeah.
There we go. You did it.
Yep, it's that character. Anyway, was there any other news?
No. I mean, I don't even remember if there was any. Oh, no, the only thing I would mention is that for some reason, we didn't get a full opening at all this evening, or last evening.
He finally got his way. He never wanted to show them anyway.
Oh yeah, Kai was abridged, and I feel like a lot of the other shows were like weirdly fast. It was disappointing.
I think he's always basically been like, I don't know why you guys give a shit about these openings.
I think he's softened on that stance, but this honestly feels a bit to me like a mistake. Like they didn't alter the tapes or something. I don't know I don't know how to put it, but it just if I don't even think it was deliberate because last week it was there, and I know it was the premiere, but like it still seemed like, well, maybe because of this new lineup change. I don't know. It's weird.
Well, they do shortened versions of the Kai opening for when it was later in the block, so they maybe just aired that tape or something. I don't know if the tapes, the openings, and endings are separate from the episodes or how the tapes work over there. But
it's hard to say. I will say too. Another thing is the cut opening for Boruto. It kind of made me chuckle because they didn't really do anything. They just sort of started it halfway in. Like the music just sort of fades in, and then you're halfway through the opening. I mean, I like that opening, but
fade out.
It just sort of fades in, and it's like, oh, okay, we're gonna play this now.
Close enough.
Imagine.
I think I prefer that though to it being like chopped to pieces and re-edited.
No, imagine fading into a JoJo OP.
No.
Well, that's what we do. No, Stardust Crusaders was like that. Remember?
Yeah.
The second opening to Stardust Crusader just sort of starts in the middle.
I guess. I mean, I still like the part 1 and 2 opening better.
Anyway.
I can't do the word.
Yeah.
Or something.
Every time I say that, I'm like, crap, am I going to say sodomy or am I going to say sodomy?
You're going to get one of them.
You're going to get one. Don't know which one it's going to be. Anyway, shall we talk about the block?
Yes.
Okay.
If we must.
My Hero Academia, episode 21. Battle on, challengers. In this episode, everyone else.
Yay. Entertaining stuff to me. I like this.
I guess.
Tell me why it sucks.
It doesn't suck. I'm just like, I'd rather, skim over it a little more. I don't think he needed a whole episode.
A whole episode for like 5 characters of stuff?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you just don't like these characters. Is that it?
I don't mind them. It's just that, none of them have any real, relevance to the really big stuff that's going on. It's like,
I think it
kind of just feels like fan service to me.
Yeah, well, I think that's why I like it, and I think that's also the way I'm thinking. I may be watching this show on a different level than you are because, like, and I don't mean like on a higher level.
A superior level.
No, not on a superior. I'm being clear here. Just in a different way because, like, I'm into the class. Like, to me, that's like the best stuff. Is like the I don't know what you call it, but like just the intermingling of all these characters. Like I don't really care about. I mean, I do care, but in a very low way do I care about the story of Deku. I mean, come on, we know where it's going to happen. He's going to win. It's Deku. He's the main character. How impressive a story can be. I'm interested in the ideas of. I just like the social aspect of these characters. Like the scene at the end of this episode where like the main three kind of get together and have that little talk right before Ochako goes to do her fight. Like that's the stuff I like.
Well,
and like battles I like too.
I mean, that thing with Ochako, I did like. That was good.
Beatos would just preferred if there were only 5 characters.
I do think
tolerates the rest of the cast.
Yeah, I feel like guys like Mineta, you can sort of just ditch them and you lose out. Well, I mean, like in general, I think there's some characters you can kind of ditch, and the show would not suffer one iota from it.
I think the problem is you're trying to like min-max the show.
I don't know. It's kind of like I look at this and I look at Naruto, and they're kind of like 2 shows with the exact same problem on opposite ends of the spectrum, and I'm kind of just like somewhere in the middle, please.
Yeah, but actually. MHA is considered to be on like the doesn't show enough spectrum, and this is considered to be the anime improved on that.
This feels like too much to me, though.
Well, I will say that some of these characters do come back later in the series to be relevant. So, it's not they're just wasting time. Like some of these characters are may not be relevant now. It may not be relevant in the next arc, but eventually some of them will be relevant again.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, if they were setting up story arcs for them in the process, I think I'd probably prefer it a little more. I don't know. It just kind of feels like it could be like, we can gloss over it a little bit more.
I guess it feels like they were trying
Then we have an adaptation for you. It's called the manga.
I actually do rather enjoy it.
I feel they're kind of with two different thoughts in this episode. I feel like some people felt they're wasting time covering these other fights, and then some people felt like they wanted to see more of the other fights. I'm not sure if it was a 50-50 split, but I felt I got both senses from the thread when I was watching this weekend.
Like MHA is already a show, a property where people were like, "What if you smelled the flowers a bit more because you're moving really fast?" And to hear some people just be like, "Yeah, cut out all this fluff." It's like how we would be.
I mean, not all of it, just like, in half. Or
I
not
guess.
even that much.
I mean, the thing is that like the only part about this that doesn't make sense to me is that these characters are getting an episode. I'm pretty sure we're going right into the main stuff next week.
Yeah, I know. It's just that one of those things is like, that's the meaty thing I want to see that's got all the story and whatnot. And this one is just kind of, oh, this is, kind of
I just
whatever.
love seeing these characters show off their powers and their charisma, and I don't know.
No, I get that.
Yeah, I'm just over here like, look at these children.
I think they're fun. I just like seeing them do their thing, and especially certain characters like Mina, who is like really fun to watch. I really like her because she's just so like chipper all the time, and I was interested to see how her battle was going. I like how she put Laser Boy in his place,
by embarrassing him in front of like the entire country.
Well, that wasn't her intention, but yes, that did happen.
I mean, I think it was her intention because that's what she did.
Well, she didn't intend for his pants to fall down. She intended to block his laser crystal thing on his belt. I mean, come on. She wasn't literally trying to pants him.
I mean,
I think there was a reaction shot of her going, whoops, like she didn't mean it. So, just to be clear. And then I didn't care as much, honestly, about Kirishima, I think his name is, the rock guy.
Kirishima and Tetsu are having a clone battle.
Yeah, and they did kind of appropriately cut away from that battle because it was kind of obviously a joke battle and that they're the equals of each other.
Right.
Was Kirishima and his Echo Fighter?
Exactly. I mean, they're the same damn person.
Kirishima and Metal Kirishima.
I will say
Kirishima.
I will say I think the next arc handles sort of the cast a little bit better because it does more of that cutting in and out to like see what everyone's up to. It's just that this one had, like that whole 15-minute stretch at the start of the episode where it was just, fights that I'm kind of like, whatever. There's nothing really interesting story-wise going on here.
Look, B-dubs, every one of those characters is somebody else's baby.
I know.
We did get to see, just to talk about the episode a bit, we did get to see Class B's, that girl with the vine hair. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She fought.
Kaminari is just coming in like, this is going to take 5 seconds, and it does. He loses.
Yeah, and let's not forget the real MVP of this episode, Grex.
Am I unbeatable?
Yes, you are.
Am I perfect?
Stan Dark Shadow has no weakness. Well, it does, but we don't talk about them.
So far, he's been pretty OP. Yeah,
they've got a bunch of fire running around the arena. Is that going to kind of hurt it? I don't. Anyway, my stand has no weakness.
Wait, who did he fight? I forgot.
Momo.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, she had a really bad day.
Yeah. She's not had a great day.
No, she has not.
She was pretty defeated.
Overthought herself out of the arena.
Yeah. I actually felt a little bad for her, honestly, because they did a good job of making it look like she was like really was bent up about it.
Well, guess what? They actually are setting something up here.
Cool. I like it.
Who else fought?
It was Gadget plus Ida.
Yep.
Yeah.
God. Ida, bless his stupid, gullible heart. is just run around the ring for about 10 minutes as a giant advertisement.
Yeah.
And then
wins.
And then he wins because she was like, I don't even care about winning. I'm just going to walk out. We got lots of great Ida hand performances in this episode too.
Anyway, next episode, everyone's getting ready for Uraraka versus Bakugo, and everyone thinks she's going to die.
Yeah, I think she thinks it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's got to touch someone to make them float, and she's fighting Explosion Guy.
Touch this explosion.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think the real issue is that she knows, like everyone knows, that Bakugo doesn't give a fuck and will probably just blow her up.
Yeah, I mean, he'll kill her if he thinks it'll help him win.
Hey, equal opportunity explosions.
This is true.
We've got Cement Head Guy watching over the match. I'm pretty sure he would step in if it got too bad, but still.
Too exploding.
Bakugo would blow him up too, let's be real.
Actually, isn't that Blockman's weakness in Mega Man 11? The explosion with the Blastman's bombs?
I think it is.
Well, there you go. That's how it's going to play out.
Anyway,
move on.
Yep, let's talk about Naruto Shippuden.
Oh, fuck, I can't remember. I forgot it's next.
Oh, god damn it.
Naruto Shippuden, episode 221, Storage, with a title like Storage. It has to be good.
Did we have to do this 1 second? Can't we, dump it back at the end of it? No? Okay.
So I missed last week's episode. Was that the episode where Snake Man Kabuto premiered?
No, I think
No.
I don't know if this is the one where he premiered. It all blends together.
I don't think he shows up for a while.
He just showed up in this episode.
Yeah, he was in this one. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, but dude.
Who can tell?
Yeah, that's why I was confused, because I feel like they were made the introduction of that, but he just showed up. So I was like, oh, I missed last week, and maybe he showed up then.
Maybe this is supposed to be the introduction. You're just like, oh, I guess he's a snake now.
I mean, I guess Naruto's poorly written enough that could be a thing, but I feel like it wouldn't be a thing. But
I mean, I kind of remember in the manga how they did it, and he just kind of shows up and he's a snake. So
that's kind of what happened in this episode. He just is suddenly there.
Is the tail coming out of his stomach?
No, not yet.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
he just looks white and scaly. He looks like a mashup of his face and Orochimaru. And he basically confronts Toby. And
by the way, in Toby's giant hole in the ground with a giant skeleton at the bottom that anyone could find.
Yeah, it's like a super secret base, clearly.
I mean, you'd think they'd have found that by now.
No, they're too busy doing stupid stuff. But anyway, so he's there, and he shows off his amazing jutsu ability of summoning dead people coffins. And then the big twist is that he summons another coffin that the audience doesn't get to see who's inside of, and
it's Madara.
Yeah, we all figured that it's Madara. But we were having a fun time in the thread guessing who it was and saying oh, it's Boruto or or some shit like that.
That would probably be a hell of a twist.
Zabuza? Wait, no. He actually does summon Zabuza later.
No, he does.
It's the ramen shop guy.
No, I think the only person that doesn't get summoned is Jiraiya, and that's only because Kishi knew better.
Jiraiya was just like, my corpse is at the bottom of the ocean. Fuck you!
Yeah. And besides, if he showed up, he'd pretty much style on 99% of the cast.
No, the true identity of whoever was in that coffin was...
It's Madara.
No, I'm trying to do a joke.
Oh, okay.
It was Mizuki, the first bad guy.
But didn't he come back as a tiger and then was killed or something?
Filler doesn't count.
What if it was that bubble guy from the filler?
No, it's Bubble Guy.
Wait, wasn't Bubble Guy?
No, wait, he summons those dudes later too. Shit.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he literally summons everyone. Every named villain you could possibly imagine, he summons them.
Wait, no, Bubble Guy isn't a villain though. Are you talking about the Jinchuriki from Tales or something? The slug guy?
Yeah, he summons all of the other Jinchuriki.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
they're all dead.
I was talking about that filler guy who blows the bubbles out of his little pipe.
Yep.
That's him.
Yep.
Oh my God, you're
that
right.
wasn't
It was
filler
him.
though. That's not filler though. That
It's
used.
It was
It's
a
a
weird
canon.
fillery like mix.
It's a canon design used in a filler arc that was never used in an actual arc.
you know all those Jinchuriki designs that you see in like cover pages for manga chapters? He just brings all of those dudes back. He's just like, check this out.
Because he never actually bothered doing arcs for all of them.
Like you wonder, like, how are they gonna have a giant world war where it's like 5 nations against like 3 dudes? Turns out Kabuto just summons every dead dude he can think of, including like, here's literally every previous Kage from everywhere.
Hmm.
It's dumb.
So he's basically Gecko Moria.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Only worse in every conceivable way.
So what else happened in this
He has
episode?
a less annoying laugh.
This episode was mostly a recap from what I can recall, and like at one point a frog jumped inside Naruto's mouth.
Oh yeah, he got the froggy key. That poor frog.
That must be the storage they're talking about.
Didn't he say
Yeah.
something like, shut up and let me inside you?
Yes,
Yes,
he did say that. A frog said that to a ninja, and we thought, and somebody thought this would make a good show.
Yeah. Well, it would make a good show that wasn't this.
Why does that frog need to go inside him? I'm sure it's some bullshit Jinchuriki something.
Sure it is too, but who can tell? Maybe so he's got it inside.
Yeah, I
Yes.
got nothing more.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's like some weird, like, I mean, didn't Jiraiya go around with that frog inside him for a long time too?
Yep. It's where they keep the key. On the
That frog
inside.
just gets to live inside Naruto now.
How is he not like digested in Naruto's stomach? Like, where is he hiding out?
It's
That's
like
not how that works.
Yeah, it's
It's
magic.
spiritual.
But here's my question: is that frog still in there in Boruto?
No, I think that he doesn't need it at that point.
Okay.
I mean,
I
Naruto
think-
gets
I
so many
think it'd be
power-ups
funny.
from now and then that I assume, yeah, the frog's not really relevant anymore.
Yeah, I mean that stops being relevant in like the next
Now.
20 Yeah, I mean pretty much. Like right after he gets it, like he's going into a training arc where that stops being relevant altogether.
Yeah, now basically they're setting up the make friends with it's the final Talk no Jutsu. No test. Talk no Jutsu the fox.
No, it's not the final one. He still has to do Sasuke.
Yeah, well, yeah. No, wait, no,
Okay.
there's like 17 more Talk no Jutsus
Oh
in
god
between now
damn
and
it,
then.
you're right. I just remembered there's Sasuke, there's
Obito, we could
Mara.
just come out and say
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it's Obito. He's gonna talk no jutsu, the poor guy.
Toby is Obito. You might have
Yeah.
figured this out already because they basically just have the same name rearranged.
It's an anagram, people. Like everyone saw it coming the second that Gaiden ended and we learned the guy's name. It wasn't well hidden.
I never got the sense he was trying to hide it. Kishimoto, I mean.
No, I think he legitimately thought he was being clever.
Really?
Because otherwise, why go through with the Madara ruse the whole time? Like, there is, like, hundreds and hundreds of chapters of this guide going around being like, I'm Madara, and everyone being like, that's Madara.
Well, I guess it depends if he was trying to trick his audience or he was trying to trick the people in the actual Naruto universe. Though I would say it is pretty bad if you do something to trick your in-universe cast, but it's so blatantly obvious to the reader that's not, what the trick is. I feel there's a kind of a disconnect that's kind of frustrating and not very good.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, that's pretty much Naruto.
It's like the worst dramatic irony of all time. We all
I mean,
know
like,
this
how
thing.
many times have we watched Naruto be so stupid and the audience is yelling at him because he doesn't understand something so obvious? Like, it happens a lot.
Every day.
Oh yeah, speaking of not understanding something obvious, Boruto. Boruto, Naruto Next Generations, Episode 2, The Hokage's Son. Did you know that Boruto is the son of Boruto's dad?
Yeah. Well, they're just setting. I think what they're doing here is they're setting up the. Because, okay, so Naruto's big thing that he was a social pariah because he had the nine-tailed fox and everyone was afraid of him.
Well, more because the plot demanded it. It didn't really make sense when you thought about it.
Yeah, okay, true. The plot and was later retconned, but nonetheless.
Yes.
Now he's a pariah because his dad is super famous.
That makes no sense.
He isn't really a pariah though. He has friends. He just says some people don't like him, but he has friends. Like he's not a pariah at all.
Friends, but like he also is like it's a label. It's been a label that's been pressed upon him that he doesn't like because like a lot of kids, you don't want to live in the shadow of your parents. You want to stand on your own 2 feet, and Boruto unfortunately has the worst situation where he is literally the son of the most famous person in the village. So
in the world, honestly.
Kind of, yeah. I guess that's true.
Anyway, he runs afoul of the super awesome bully dude in the class who was apparently super awesome because he can't get out because he sucks.
Yeah, so it's not unusual. It's not unusual for bullies to take out their frustrations from other sources onto like kids who have nothing to do with it. But it felt a little is ham-fisted the right word? Just not. I wasn't feeling it. I get what they were doing, but I wasn't feeling it whatsoever.
Yep.
Yeah, was not very good. And also, I must remind you that every reason they gave for why this dude was threatening was like, isn't that dude who's failed the graduation exam 1 billion times? He sucks so much, he's terrifying.
I think the whole thing is that he's just like he's like a delinquent, and he's like Kanji from Persona 4 or something like that. Like the kind of just like a punk who. He probably has good intentions, but he just lives the thug life and the punk life, and he's obviously probably not that smart or doesn't care enough to graduate. Well, yeah.
It's a well-worn archetype. It's just the execution is really fucking terrible.
Yeah, like how is he threatening if he's literally garbage at everything?
Well, he's not actually. I mean, it's just that he just refuses to actually do the work to graduate. Like he's actually I think the point of the episode was that he's like good at taijutsu, good at ninjutsu, and some other stuff, but he just, because blah, 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 power, blah, 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 nothing else matters, he just refuses to do any of the other work to graduate. Like someone who wants to do PE all the time and refuses to take his math tests. Well,
it is weird that he's at the academy. It kind of doesn't seem like he has a reason to be, other than I think maybe he thinks he has to do this in order to be like the Hokage, because the thing they kept emphasizing in the episode is that he wants to be just like Naruto. He wants to be the most powerful ninja, and maybe he thinks he has to be at school to do that, but it doesn't really fit his character because he's only interested in the fighting. He doesn't really care about the scholastic aspects of the school.
I wanted to be a ninja. Now they're telling me I have to read?
That's bullshit.
Bullshit!
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And I definitely felt like and maybe not to be unexpected, but the production values were certainly a step down from the previous episode.
Yeah.
No, I will say, and I think a lot of people already noticed at this point, but Boruto has some spectacular episodes in its arsenal. And I don't think it frequently gets into the lows that Naruto Shippuden did. But at least from my understanding, I haven't really seen too much of the show. But I think the average Boruto episode, is more like this one. But I don't think it gets into the muck as much or as poorly as Shippuden, and it does have a good number of standout episodes.
Yeah, I don't remember who it was in the thread. It might have been Reggie Ruler or somebody, but somebody was saying this is one of the weakest episodes in the series.
I can believe it.
It contains Denki coming into ninja school and being like, "What's chakra?"
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was special.
And that is we're trying to get a new crowd to watch this show.
This is your first Naruto show.
Yeah, my first Naruto.
But for everyone else who's seen Naruto, what the fuck? like Shino just drops from the ceiling and is like, "You're expelled."
Maybe the other aspect or the other angle on that is, and I could be real. This might be a stretch, but maybe the other angle is that like because this has been like, you know, I don't know how many, like 15 years or 10 years later after the war, and there's been peace for so long that like people really haven't been using jutsu and chakra, and so it's kind of like not as common.
Like
But
Dinky's just over there like, I can tell you all about trains. I love trains.
yeah.
Can I use train jitsu?
They did make a point that the school now isn't just a ninja academy. Now it's like an actual academy of other things as well.
This was very Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, I think I even mentioned that exact reference. That
I'm
exact
stealing
show.
it.
Well, fuck you. But yeah, I believe I mentioned that, made that exact reference on the show. It felt more after schooly than any episode of Naruto 1 I can even remember.
Yeah, it was pretty bland. I mean, I'm not ready to throw in the towel just as the second episode, but this was a pretty weak episode. I'd seen it before, and I guess I knew that coming in. So I've only seen like the next episode, and then like one episode after that, like way down the line. So I just know that this one was weak when I saw it the first time. So I was kind of bracing myself for it being pretty bland. But I guess more of anything, it was sort of setting up other characters like Inojin and.
Let's talk about Inojin because he sucks.
He does.
Yeah, he's a little prick, isn't he?
You got all of the annoying parts of Ino's personality and all of the complete blandness of Sai to create this dude who's just there, but also super fucking annoying at the same time somehow.
I will say I do, even though his voice is annoying, at least it's more masculine than in the Japanese version, because I really had a hard time telling the first time I saw this whether that was a boy or a girl.
They were probably going for that.
Yeah, but in this, it's pretty clear it's a boy. So, but yeah, Inojin goes around basically being a smug punk. I'm certain at some point he's going to be like a friend to Boruto, but it just right now it's like they're really playing up the like he's a social outcast kind of character also.
He's not really though. Or are you talking about Boruto? Or are you talking about Ino?
No, Inojin.
Oh, I don't even think I don't think anyone is an outcast. They're just kids being.
Well, I mean, he's not nice. Okay, he's just being like assertive and
with that.
confrontational and that kind of thing.
I don't know if I would call him an outcast. That's a little different than him being a douchebag.
Oh, okay. I mean, we're mincing words, but like what I meant when I said confrontational is that unlike a lot of the other characters in the class, like Boruto's friend, whose name I keep forgetting.
Denki.
No, and the other one.
Shinodine, I think, or something. Shikadine or something.
Shika something, yeah.
Shika.
I can hear freaking what's his face yelling at me right now because I don't remember his favorite
Shikamaru.
character. Shikamaru clone. Anyway,
yes.
So all those guys, they get along. You know, they're nice to each other. They're friends. You got the girls; they are friends with each other. You got Inojin walking around telling everyone they're doofuses and assholes. That's what I meant. He's just deliberately being a jerk to people.
Anyway, shall we talk about Super?
Yeah, seems good.
Dragon Ball Super Episode 82, Goku Must Pay! The Warrior of Justice Top barges in, and Top's personality is Extra Jumbo!
I feel I missed that line. When did he say that?
He was like doing his like, from the smallest to the averagest to the Extra Jumbo, I protect them all because I'm a Power Ranger!
And he's got extra jumbo hands.
Yeah. His hand and his mustache
very large.
Are very large.
Yeah, he skipped leg day in favor of an extra arm day.
No, he skipped leg day for mustache day. Top's workout consists of barbell mustache curls.
Gohan was really into it, though.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's, you know.
I thought that was funny. Because of all the people who would think this ridiculous guy was cool, it'd be him.
No, I do think, I agreed. I think that was a good little addition by the writing team.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it's an atrocity and Funimation should quit.
Oh, was that not in that? Wait,
it was in
anime original. This is not based on anything, right?
I mean, I know. Sometimes we joke like, "Oh, this line must have made Sub Purist really upset. But was anyone actually upset about this line change or extra jumbo or whatever this episode? Was anyone actually upset? Let's be fair. Was anyone actually upset?
I mean, outside of Twitter and the Super OT.
Yes. I mean,
It's just them.
Even within Twitter and the Super OT,
Yes.
there are actually people upset about the dubbing for this.
I think there's always somebody who will be upset when a localization team takes a liberty to make something slightly different from the literal translation. Yes.
Right. I mean, there's always going to be like one dude or whatever, but I'm like talking about, was a thread in general actually upset?
No, nobody on the thread was upset.
No, I mean the super thread, not the Toonami thread, because we are cool people uniformly. Well, almost uniformly, mostly. Whereas the super people are kind of just, get a little wacky or something, a little testy, I think, or something. Though there are a lot of cool people in there too, not throw too much shade, only some shade.
Well, Grex, what's the answer?
I wasn't looking.
Okay.
I'm just.
I don't know. I've never looked. I've never been in that thread, so
just assume that somewhere on the internet there's impotent rage, and you'll probably be right every time.
Yeah, but you could say that for anything, though. To be fair, literally anything. But anyway,
I think it's fine, and from my own personal opinion, I don't know why I don't know why anyone would get that upset about this character named Top, who most likely will not be around after this arc.
Well, I mean, this arc is for the next 60 episodes, and he's around. I'll just say that.
Okay, well, that's true. I forgot about that. But anyway, I don't know. It's just he doesn't come off as the most important character in the world to me, and he also strikes me.
He is very important.
Really?
Yes, he's quite important in the upcoming arc. He shows up a lot.
He's I would say he's one of the A-tier people in this upcoming battle royale.
Wow, I'm actually like super surprised. No pun intended.
Yeah, he's not a joke character. He may like look and sound like a joke, but he's like an actual real character.
Huh.
Yeah.
Does a lot in the upcoming arc. Like he's around for a long time.
Knowing that, I guess I will change my opinion a little bit. I'll say that I can see some people maybe getting a little upset if a localization team takes some liberties with his characterization, but I don't know if this line change would have been out of character for him. I don't know.
Probably not.
Fine. It's the kind of thing he'd do.
Look at the posing he's doing.
Yeah.
He's going to pose his way right into JoJo.
No, don't just poses by comparing it to these poses. JoJo's poses are entirely other level.
JoJo's poses are absurd.
JoJo's poses make Madonna Vogue video look weak.
Yeah, the JoJo poses are just on another level.
JoJo poses are like that commercial where it's like doctor poses.
Exactly.
But instead of doctor poses, it's like supermodel poses.
And they make like physically no sense.
Remember that shot when it's like, "Hey, look across the street, it's Josuke and Koichi."
Hey, okay, we're not there yet.
And it's just like, what are they doing?
They're posing.
Anyway, back to Super. They fight. It's a Dragon Ball fight. Can't remember a single thing about it. They go through their, power up thing, and then they stop.
Yep.
Yeah, whatever the Grand Angel guy basically says, hey, we can't let them die or do too much because we got to save it for the main event.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta have dessert after dinner. Sorry, what was that?
It was not a remarkable fight.
No, it wasn't.
I think the best part of it was when Top mounted Goku and spun him into this air.
Mounted him.
And I guess there was that whole like try to crush Goku with his death grip, but eventually stop like sandbagging, like actually fighting, and then that stopped being a thing very quickly.
Didn't Top literally say "Justice Mount"?
I believe he did.
He said a bunch of Justice X attacks, and that's great.
I mean, I used the terminology for a reason. I wasn't trying to be like unduly sexual or something. I'm pretty sure he said actually mount. I could be wrong.
I forgot about it, and then when you said it, I remembered.
I mean, my memory could be off, but that's what I remember him saying. I wasn't trying to just make a sex joke. I was just trying to use the same terminology as the episode was using.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
Anyway, they have 40 hours to gather a 10-person team for the tournament. This will take 19 episodes.
Also,
no 10 people.
No need to take bets on who's going to be in the tournament since we've all seen the opening.
Yep.
And there's a whole strand of Universe 7 people standing there, or 6, or whichever one we're in.
Spoiler alert, it's Boo, it's the 2 androids, it's Krillin, it's Gohan, it's Tien and Piccolo, and Master Roshi's there too.
Yeah.
Or is it? Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Anyway.
Dun, dun, dun.
I will say I am looking forward to seeing Android 16 or 17 again. I am looking forward to seeing Master Roshi fight. I think that could be interesting. So, yeah, I think it'd be cool.
Anyway, shall we talk about Fully Cooley?
Yes, always.
Fully Cooley Alternative, Episode 5, Shake It Off. In this episode, it's a Pets episode. Oh no, it's a Pets episode.
Who was it in the thread who was like, here's your fucking Pets episode?
I think it was Lotus who was wishing the hardest of all.
Yikes. So this was excellent.
Episode. I was looking for like, Pets is weird and fun, and it's like, of course. That's exactly what she did too.
Yep. This was really good. So, yeah, I mean, real emotional roller coaster this episode. You starts out pretty lighthearted. Everyone's in gym class in the swimming pool doing stuff, and then suddenly Pets disappears. They go looking for her. Turns out Pet's mom is searching for her too. Takes Kana back to the house and shows her Pet's room, and we see that Pet's room is very weirdly, strangely bland and empty, aside from a single photograph. And then Pet's mom goes psycho crazy because apparently if Pets is not found, her husband will freak out and probably take it out on her. Kana has to run away. Meanwhile,
Blame her.
Pets episode.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Pets is going around basically collecting mementos. It looks like she's going back to the clubhouse or whatever at the beginning from the first episode, and looking for things to collect. I guess probably to take with her because she is going to be one of the few people who gets to go to Mars because the Earth is going to go away apparently.
Well, it could be flattened by Medical Mechanica.
Yeah, it's the rumors among the normies of this world is pretty much that the world is ending.
We got 40 years.
Not in an alternative. Probably we have one episode. But unfortunately, she finds the terminal core, and then we basically get what is essentially the same as Brittle Bullet from the original Fully Cooley.
I think it's a little closer to the episode 6, really. I mean, like, because just in terms of like there's that lost core that's found and that starts growing and then like
I guess you're right. It's kind of a combination of both of them because it does have parts of that, but then it also has like the giant hand robot. It has the terminal core bit. Like I don't know, it's got a little bit of both. But you're right, it is a bit more like the final episode. But nonetheless,
that last dinosaur, I believe. Yeah, last dinosaur's a song, right? You got that last dinosaur.
That was in Bullet. Yeah.
No, Bullet was the climax had Last Dinosaur in Fully Cooley 1, but there was a different song in Brittle Bullet, whose name I can't remember.
Oh, maybe I'm getting mixed up then.
But I mean, there was a fight scene in both of them, so against a giant entity. So
there was a fight scene. They're basically the same.
Yeah, and then there was the scene where like they even tried to mimic the whole like in Brittle Bullet, you see Haruko, and she's running along the gun of the giant robot in the original, and it's like really coolly animated, and they do something very similar in this episode. But twist here is that Pets reveals now this is my take on this. I don't think that I think Pets has partially been hiding her true feelings, But I think she's also, and Seda said this in the thread, and I kind of agree with him. I think she's also trying to distance herself from everybody because of the fact that she has to leave. But anyway, she basically reveals that she doesn't like Kana because of a lot of the shitty things she's been doing in the prior episodes. And
I think it's more that she feels Kana is like intrudes when she's not called, when it's not called for,
right,
like overbearing point.
Yeah, but the thing is that I don't think Pets was ever like, I don't think she didn't like Kana, because if you look back on the previous episodes, unless it's all an act, she did like do things even in moments of panic to like help Kana and try to save her and things like that. And she also was laughing with everyone, but she basically has taken a major character turn here to Kana and the audience's surprise that she basically is. She doesn't like, she's leaving and she doesn't want to have anything to do with them. And this, of course, freaks Kana out to the point that she actually opens her NO portal and the giant robot gets sucked in.
I feel like I need to rewatch the previous episodes to really take a good look at Pets. I can't tell if this was something that was set up and I just wasn't paying attention, or was something that was really out of the blue.
I think it's completely out of the blue. And I kind of went back and saw a couple of scenes with her in it, and there's really, outside of her just being kind of quiet, there really wasn't anything there. She's even kind of goofing off and stuff and joking with them. And so, again, either it's an act or that's just, she's just changed in this last episode. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I wasn't really This is actually going to require me to see the finale to like truly determine how I feel about this.
Yeah.
Because suddenly the finale seems to be like based around Kana and Pets, and it's like, well,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
I think Pets is gone now.
I think it's a chance that she may not be in the show anymore, but it's not clear. I mean, here's the thing. A thing to think about is that at the very first episode of Alternative, there's a voiceover at the end of the episode where Kana is basically talking about that day at the beach. And she says something like, we all didn't realize how much our lives were about to change that day. It was like an endless day at the beach or something like that. And I think she's referring to all of them. So I don't know if Pets is completely out of the picture yet, but it could go that way. I don't know. Also, one other thing is that final scene with the where everybody got debated.
Well, no, so, I was pretty sure it was a dream from the very first moment. So I did not get debated, but I don't know how many other people did.
Yeah, it's just too obvious that it's a dream. I feel.
I'll be honest, I couldn't tell. I thought maybe it was the next morning and she was waking up. But yeah, I loved how that was done, because it's like this perfect moment for Kana, and then we just cut to a shot of her just basically still unconscious.
Yeah, pretty much.
B-dubs, were you debated or not debated?
I got debated.
Yeah, it was a really good episode. Where would you put this one, Grex, in your hierarchy of these?
I don't know. Because honestly, like I said, I'm really gonna have to see the finale to see. Because I get the feeling that this plot is not over yet.
No. Okay. I thought it was really good. Again, this show continues to do things that are entertaining, and again, yeah, the medical mechanica stuff is there, but again, always in the background. Like, even this episode, like,
it's ironic though, the Toonami like episode previews have really just leaned hard on that medical mechanica stuff, and it makes me feel like Progressive was like maybe Toonami was the ones that made Progressive like super about medical mechanica. Maybe they were the ones that thought, yeah, this is the thing you want to see.
You know what I think? I have a different theory. That's an interesting theory, I'll say that. But my theory is this, that the Toonami people who are doing the ads are latching onto the things people will recognize from old Fully Cooley to advertise that. because they're afraid that like the real good stuff in the episode about these girls won't pull people in.
Basically just be like, hey, random person who's just randomly seeing this ad, check it out. Remember Medical Mechanica? Bet you just had a nostalgia bomb.
Yeah, here's Haruko, and she's being wacky. But here's the thing, though. Even if that's the reason, I'm glad they're doing it because it's saving the best stuff for the episode.
Yeah. No one would say that they're putting the best scene in the ad.
Right.
Anyway, Attack on Titan.
Okay.
Attack on Titan, episode 44. Wish. In this episode, fuck everything. Aaron's just like, fuck all this shit. I'm done.
Can you blame him?
No. Yeah, he's basically just like, I'm done. Kill me.
Yeah, this episode is, to me, is basically Historia is the best.
Yes.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like, I mean, I know why she didn't, but she really should just, fucking eaten Aaron and just gotten over with, man. I mean, I know why she didn't, but I feel like part of me feels like, girl, you should have just done it. I don't know if that's a bad feeling to have, but that's kind of how I feel.
You just wish Aaron would never have stopped being dead back in episode 4.
I mean, look.
To be clear, I can understand. I'm not faulting Aaron for his breakdown or anything. Like I think it was reasonable given the circumstances and the context. I'm just saying, make Historia the main character instead. So, that's just all I'm saying.
Yeah, Historia is way more interesting character for sure. Yeah, and I think too that she like my only negative to her is the fact that she was willing to go along with the plan until she kind of came to the realization that her father wasn't willing to do it. And it's like, I think she was seduced pretty good by him. Also, I'm not really, I know, Grex, you've been going on about the fact that this guy is clearly evil. I want to say that I'm not going to defend him, but I don't think he's pure evil. I think he's like just really misguided and maybe cowardly.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's like just he's not like trying to take over the world. It's like he thinks he has to do this to save the world.
I was just joking about how obvious it was that they're just going to end up having to fight him eventually, so.
Yeah.
And surprise, he's a Titan now.
Yeah. Wait, but did it work? I kind of couldn't tell.
Yeah, he licked it and he became a giant skeleton. He's turning into a Titan.
Okay. I thought it just failed when he did that. I thought it was like, oh, it didn't take.
No, it very clearly took, but given that like he was like the circumstances under which it happened, I'm not sure how like well it took. If that makes any sense.
I've seen pictures. It goes weird.
Okay. But yeah, oh my gosh, like this was a really good episode, and like let's not forget too the whole assault of the cave by Levi and his team.
That was pretty good. Especially, I loved quote unquote. I can't tell if it's ironically or unironically, but I'll just say I enjoyed the Swano rap music during the battle scenes.
I like it.
Yeah.
It was something.
Okay, I can't deny that the music selection, the genre doesn't fit what you think Attack on Titan is, but every time he does it, I just love it. I just love I'm a big fan of that, his soundtracks, and I thought it was really good. Remember in season 2, he did something similar in the last episode, and oh man, I just like that. But let's all talk about the real news.
What is it?
What
yeah,
the hell is
Hanji's
going
dead.
on with Hanji?
Oh, she's not.
Yeah.
There's no way she's dead. She's just
Nope, she's dead.
just a flesh wound.
It's just a flat. They intentionally did not reveal that before the end of the episode. Those dicks.
Okay, so what do you? Okay, who here doesn't know what has happened?
I don't know what's happened.
B-dubs?
I'm sorry.
Do you know what happened to Hanji?
I don't remember.
Okay. Grex, I assume you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna look this up.
Well, don't say. I don't know either. I swear to God, if she's dead, I'm going to be really upset. But it's possible that it's also.
Waifu!
I just assume that they did cut away a little quickly, so there's still hope, I think.
If they wanted to kill Hanshi, they would kill her. They're not gonna beat around like, oh, is she alive? Is she dead? I feel like every other death, even of major characters in the show, has been pretty much like, yeah, they're dead.
Like they do like a kind of farewell scene or something.
I can't remember the last. I can't remember a death in the show that was like not like obviously a death. Well, except with Aaron, I guess. But besides him, I can't remember a death that wasn't very clear. Like, all right, this person is just dead now.
Yeah.
Does someone else remember such a death? Or like they it was will he or will she die or not die, and they dragged it out for like more than an episode, and then they eventually died.
I can't.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So I'm on team she's alive.
Yeah, I think so.
Anything else?
People were like, when did Hannes die? When did Hannes die?
Who?
Exactly.
But seriously, who's that?
Yeah, you don't remember Hannes?
Oh, right. You mean the guy who charged in to protect Aaron from the Titan who kills his mom and just got snacked on?
No. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That happened.
All right, I remember.
Basically, Aaron was like going through this list of people who died, and it's like, remember that dude and some girl and other guy? Man.
I think there were a bunch from like when the Colossal Titan first like showed up again in episode 5 or something. I think it was. There were like a bunch of students got killed, but I don't think we ever knew their names because who the fuck cares?
It's those first dudes that died, and it's like these people had names, and it's like, no, they didn't.
Okay, I have a question. So, is this what happened with Aaron? That his dad was a Titan shifter and deliberately turned Aaron into a mindless Titan so that Aaron would eat eat the dad.
So what we saw was that Aaron's dad had the Titan-making formula that Rice also has. He snuck into that underground cave, turned himself into a mindless Titan, and he ended up eating Frida, which gave him, like, I'm actually sentient Titan shifter powers. Then he went back, injected Aaron, and the same thing happened.
But that was deliberate. Like he wanted Aaron to eat him.
I think so.
That almost certainly, I feel, was what happened.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I figured that's what it was. I just wanted to hear someone tell me that, because I was like, it's a little confusing, because the first time I saw that memory, I wasn't sure if Aaron eating his dad was something that was supposed to happen or it was an accident.
There's no way it could have been an accident. Like, Aaron's father knew what was going to happen. Like, he already went to that ceremony. Like, I don't know how it could possibly be an accident. It seems very deliberate to me.
So there's been a lot of revelations these last few episodes. Like, apparently people have Titan making formula. Like, this is a thing we didn't know before. You got to inject it into your bone marrow.
Yep.
Wait, who said anything about injecting your bone marrow?
And he was joking.
Okay. All right. It looked like they'll just injecting through the veins for something, but...
Actually, I thought he said something like that. I thought he said something like you need to get it into your bones or something. I don't know.
You can't do that with a regular syringe.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta have a super syringe.
Well, no, aren't there actually syringes that let you inject people into bone marrow? Like,
there are.
Yeah, but that's not called a super syringe. That's like has a specific name and type.
I think he was joking.
No, it's called super syringe. You don't want to see the super duper syringe.
I'm trying to be serious. Like, I'm pretty sure they have don't they have things? Can't you make injections into people's bones?
Yeah, I
Yep.
think that's how they do bone marrow transplants.
Right.
Yeah.
But they don't call it super syringes. It has a name.
But what if they did?
Yeah. But now you're just making trolling the concept.
He's not trolling you. He's just being silly. He's just being silly.
Anyway, enough about this. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Diamond is Unbreakable, Episode 7, Toshikazu Hazamada, Show Off, which is definitely not Surface.
I feel Surface is such a nondescript name. I don't know how you can get sued for something.
Nope, no chances.
What I've come to realize is that the people who were localizing JoJo were like, we don't even want to get a subpoena. We're going to avoid every political or every possible legal ramification, but we'll just change all the freaking names.
If we're going to change some, we might as well change them all.
Which is stupid, but I think that's their mindset, is that they're just like, we're not going to give them a chance to even fight us in court because it's expensive. Which sucks.
Yeah.
But what is Surface? Like, what's the reference? Because that one doesn't. I'm not familiar with that band or song or whatever.
Let me look at No, that's a tablet.
The Microsoft Surface.
Gotta go to the actual JoJo wiki. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Namesake, Surface, U.S. band. Surface was an American music group from New Jersey, active from 1983 to 1994. Best known for The First Time.
Oh, that song. Okay. Oh, okay. I never knew that band's name. Okay.
Probably a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, I know the song. I know that song. Okay. So anyway, back to the episode.
Yeah, so this dude has a giant artistic dummy that turns into people, and it turns into Josuke.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the fight.
Why wasn't this guy's stand called Master of Puppets?
Too wordy. Doesn't sound cool enough.
Not a music reference. Also,
Yeah, it
you
is.
kind of have to keep it to the same. You can't have it be like Master of Puppets and then have the lip flap say Surface, because it's like 17 more syllables.
Oh. Yeah, but Master of Puppets is a music reference. That's why That's why I suggested it. It's a Metallica album.
Ah.
I feel it's still too wordy.
No, I agree. I was just like, Surface doesn't make it. Like, I don't even get the connection on that one.
I don't think there's a single stand that's more than 2 words.
Yeah. But like most of the stand names, like the bands or the song names, have some connection to the power. But Surface just doesn't. I think that one just seems out of left field.
I think it changes the surf since it's very all about kind of changing the appearance of whatever he attaches his stand to. It's a very surface level change or something like that.
Mm.
I mean, I'm kind of spitballing, honestly.
Yeah, that's about the best I've heard. So
Sounds
anyway,
about
this
right.
stand can not only make its appearance look like someone else, but it can also, if it's close enough to that person, whatever it does, the person does. Which
Such
is
as
kind of,
punching Koichi through a door.
yeah.
That was like I don't know, like some kind of super lariat nonsense. That was exaggerated for extreme effect.
Yeah, I don't really believe that Josuke, just regular Josuke, can punch Koichi through a door like that. It's kind of ridiculous. Anyway, this dude is off to kill Jotaro because good luck with that, but...
Yeah, it feels so weird. Like all these punk stand users. Well, I know he can stop time, but I'm sure I'm the one who beat him. I'm just like, how do you know? He stops time. You're not winning. Like, come on.
They all like, haha, I've won. Or.
Well, just to be fair, does this guy even know what his stand is?
He said he does straight up say, "I've heard he can stop time for a few seconds."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm like thinking, dude. You're not beating him. If you know that, why are you like? You're not beating him. What is dumbass?
He's going for the one-hit kill from behind, basically.
Also, all these new stand users in this series, I think they're just kind of full of themselves. Like they think that they're like, high on power. They're not probably not thinking straight.
One day they got shot in the face with an arrow, they didn't die, and now they have weird powers, so get money.
Yeah. This guy is worse than the last guy, I will say.
Oh yeah, this dude is really creepy. This is also another character who was initially introduced as tall, like, in his first, like, he's actually, like, the size of Josuke in the manga, but then, like Toonami, who we saw again today, he's doing his manservant act for Koichi, because he's totally whipped. He just immediately shrunk down to Koichi size. That's like his superpower. Now you are short too.
Well, I mean, just here they just started it at his end size, like they did with the other guy's name you said. So as you mentioned in the manga, like they start tall and somehow weirdly shrink for no reason. But here they're just more consistent about it. They just start them at their end height because that's what would make sense.
Yeah.
Well, why did Araki do that?
He just straight up changed his art style in the middle of the part.
I mean, there is something that happens in a later part that's even more ridiculous that I haven't actually read that part, so I don't know too much about that part, but I know that there's one crazy thing that happens of that nature that's even crazier.
Oh, are you talking about Anasui?
Yes.
Yeah. That's insane.
I don't even know how that happens and makes it through editing, and everyone's just like, that just, like, I don't know, man.
Well, like I said, Araki does his own, he doesn't publish for anyone else, so I guess he can do whatever he wants.
He's in Mega Jump. He's in the monthly version of Shonen Jump.
Well,
he is.
Still in Shonen Jump, right?
Yeah, and part 6, and these parts were all in Shonen Jump.
Oh, see, I was misunderstood. I thought that whatever that publishing company he has, I thought he was doing all his own stuff.
No.
Well, he does a lot of other stuff too, because he's bigger than Shonen Jump by far.
Okay.
But you got to publish your manga monthly somewhere, so.
Yep.
Well, he changed to monthly after part 6. He left Shonen Jump after part 6 and then started part 7 in Ultra Jump or something, or
part 7 started in Shonen Jump and then switched to Ultra Jump.
Okay. Are Shonen Jump and Ultra Jump related, or do they just have similar names?
It's the same company, just putting out the weekly and the monthly magazine.
Okay.
Anything else you want to mention about this episode?
Yeah, they beat him with the power of random Japanese symbols on the ground that you can't tell what they are.
I will also say I felt the direction of this episode was pretty strong. Transitions were pretty strong. Some very clever stand use throughout the episode. I think there are a lot of good things you can say about the episode, even if the villain of the week was kind of a who gives a shit of a character. But the stuff surrounding that aspect I thought was pretty strong.
Yeah, even these low tier part 4 fights like this and the lock are really good thanks to David Productions direction. Direction, man. I'm saying so many likes.
Oh, and also, what's his face? Red Hot Chili Pepper shows up at the end, acting all smug, but you'll still find out that he's kind of a doofus.
Yeah. He's just I'm still here! Also, there's a mysterious girl looking at Koichi from the window. Wonder what that's about.
I'm sure we won't find out next episode.
I'm sure.
No way.
Anyway, do you guys want to talk about Black Clover?
Oh, God, I keep forgetting.
Only if you're excited about it.
Do you guys want to talk about Black Clover?
No.
Well, too bad. Black Clover, episode 41. The Water Girl grows up. In this episode, it's amazing. Yeah! I can't do it anymore.
Next.
I will say this new character wasn't bad.
I don't know. I thought she was kind of annoying, honestly.
I didn't mind her. I thought she brought a little bit of levity to an otherwise boring and terrible show.
So,
But it's just like, what's her character trait? What defines her character? One
Well,
word.
she's Nami, basically.
Perky.
Well, she's Nami because she basically extorts everyone.
Well, no,
Really?
Nami has like a kind of like edge to her that this girl doesn't have.
I know. I'm just talking about the extortion part. She's a money. She's into the money. She's into the bills. She wants to get paid.
The Dosh.
She so basically there's this girl who has this amazing voice. She's an idol, which yes, in our mythical magical land of myth and merriment, apparently Japanese idols are a thing.
This whole beach town is just completely like chronologically discordant with this whole setting, and I just smashed those two words into each other.
For oh, excuse me. Not asynchronous, but fuck it. Just look it up. You know what we're talking about.
We know. Yeah. It's messed up.
When the hell are we?
Yeah. I mean, also everybody just wears like modern day swim trunks and bathing suits, and there's nothing. It's like this world is just lacking creativity when it comes to some things.
You could say lacking any cohesive sense of design.
Yeah.
I mean, more fancy words.
I mean, it's not as bad. Honestly, it's not as bad as
Akame ga
Kill. Akame ga Kill was worse because like it was trying to do some of the same stuff Black Clover does, but then like the main character just wears like a button-up T-shirt in like this magic world, which was it was.
This is actually when I was watching Mushishi, this was something that weirded me out because I could not I was like, well, this is clearly like Edo Japan, but the main character appears to be wearing just a regular collared shirt.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, and there were
like,
other characters too that had things that, like a gun or something like that, that just is like, what? This show is a little more in line with, traditional sort of like wizards and shit like that. But then, like like you said, you go here and it's like everybody's wearing pretty much, mass-produced swimming trunks, and
you pan back over to the town, and a car drives by, and the cameraman's like, shit, we weren't supposed to get that in frame. Anyway, yeah, the show's not good. I have nothing else to say about this episode.
Just lots of blah blah blah, power, friendship.
Everybody uses their shtick to help her.
And also blah blah blah. Her siblings blame her for her mother's death or something because some stupid shit or something.
Yeah,
Man,
I can't.
Thunderbolt Fantasy made that awesome.
Yeah, I can't get invested at all in Noelle's plight because her family are so cliche evil. Like,
well,
to the
you
point.
weren't born with a front ponytail.
Yeah, it's just like oh, you're just pathetic. I wish you were never born. Our mother should have lived, and you should have died in the womb. And I'm like, God damn, come on, nobody talks like that. Jeez.
Nah, a Trump family dinner.
Oh God.
Anyway, the one thing
that Noelle is the Tiffany of the family or something.
yeah, Noelle, the Tiffany Trump of the Silva family. Anyway, the one thing I did like was like Gordon just sitting there being like, please come back, don't leave me all alone.
He's got like little rocks painted with everybody's face on it.
It's like that SpongeBob episode where all his friends are just smiley faces on his fingers.
Yeah.
He's the one
Gordon,
character who I will never get tired of his shtick.
Yeah, I have a feeling we'll never get an episode about him before this is over.
No, that would not make sense. Anyway, shall we talk about Hunter x Hunter?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Hunter x Hunter is something I would very much like to talk about.
Hunter x Hunter episode 114, Divide and Conquer. In this episode, more shoot fighting Yuppie. And he's getting fucked up.
Yeah, this was some serious death flags are kind of getting thrown up. Um, so yeah, I hope he doesn't die because it seems like they're setting up to die very badly. Um,
Malorion is like, I gotta take a breath, man. It's been it's been like 5 minutes, and I'm like, it's been like 20 minutes. Oh, time dilation.
Yeah.
It's actually been like 10 seconds.
It's just so tense.
Yeah.
Well, Knuckle, he couldn't hold back.
No. The plan is kind of messed up and ruined now, but
Yeah.
well, it was already kind of. They basically already got the king away from the royal guard. Now it's just like, don't die.
Yeah, they have to continue to keep the royal guards at the castle or the mansion or whatever.
So the thing is, they don't know that the king is already leaving, so they're still like, we got to get Knuckle and Malorion over there to put god dang MSRP on them.
APR, I think.
No, it's MSRP.
Okay.
Wait, that was part of the plan to do that on the king?
Yeah, that was their plan. Get Knuckle in because have Malorion smuggle Knuckle in there, get APR on him, and then just kind of run.
Okay.
Or don't really run, but Netero has a huge advantage if the king has APR.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see. I was going to say, because like I thought the plan was use APR on the guards and Netero's just going to kick ass.
Well, I mean, you can only use APR on one thing, so...
Right, but I just well, that's what I meant. I thought it was just for the guards. I didn't know it was for the king.
I thought the aim was trying to more kill the king, not necessarily just APR him and run. Like hope he gets a sneak attack on the king when his defenses are down or something.
Oh yeah, because like they basically mentioned that if his defenses were completely down, like they would be if Malorion snuck in there, they could kill him with one shot. If it was the right shot, they could definitely take him out in one hit.
Yeah, I agree. I thought that was the plan, and then like, but it's funny now that you mention that because like I had forgotten about Netero, and it's like once Netero and the grandpa of the Killua's family, what's his name? Because he has a similar name to someone else. Zeno, yeah. So I thought once they're involved, I'm like, they've got this. I mean, what can people
necessarily.
like? Well, okay, no. Okay, to be fair, I'm not saying it's an easy win. I'm just saying everyone else is a scrub compared to Netero.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, shoot, and Knuckle, they could help Netero, and I'm thinking they're probably just gonna get in his way.
Yeah, they're just there to run interference.
Right.
Anyway, so Moral is fighting Poof, and Poof is has some weird powers.
Oh yeah, he's about to Mega Evolve. I forgot. Oh, he was doing the whole like sensing his opponent's state of mind or something, which is actually I don't think too. It's actually kind of useful for power. I think in a fight, So it's not too bad. I guess
it's weird.
Now going to go Mega Evolve thing. That's like, what the hell's going to happen now?
Yeah, he's just like, and now I'm a cocoon. Killua meets back up with Gon, and Gon is definitely fine.
Mm-hmm. He is not in trouble at all.
There's nothing wrong with that boy. Moving on to Ikalgo. So, yeah, I had no idea who this Sir... What was it? Sir Falafel. He calls... Oh god, I've forgotten Lion Guy. I've forgotten both of Lion Guy's names.
Oh, I don't remember.
Well, okay, sorry. Leol. He calls Leol by his old name, and these other dudes are just like, who the fuck? What?
Oh, yeah.
When did Leo switch his name? When did it happen?
I do not remember.
Yeah, people in the thread were pointing it out, and it's like, oh my gosh, don't they remember that? And I'm in the same boat. I'm like, I don't remember that happening. It's been too long.
Yeah.
But the point is, they're onto him.
Yeah. How will he get
Also,
out?
his wings are missing, so there's that too.
He's bleeding from a bunch of places. He's clearly rotting. He's definitely a corpse, but he's fine. Anyway, Hunter x Hunter. It's still good.
I'm looking forward to next week because I hear we finally get to see Gon and P2.
Oh man.
You're 2 episodes away from the thing that everyone says is huge.
Yeah, but like I think next episode is when they first see each other.
I'm sure it'll be like one scene at the end of the episode.
Probably,
So,
but
let's
I'm still hyped. I'm still
Next
hyped.
week is 115, and then the week after that is the one that everyone's been jizzing about for like 5 months or something. 116, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll see what the hype is about soon.
Can't wait. Anyway.
Gon is gonna go nuts.
Oh yes.
Anything else about Toonami this week?
I had a good time.
I also had a good time. I feel the Shippuden and Black Clover changes don't actually like put a damper on stuff as much as I thought.
Well, I mean that's because we mostly skip it.
Yeah.
That's still kind of annoying. They break up the pace.
I will say, I do feel like, at least as far as our group watch is concerned, it like people tune out for Shippuden, and it feels like we might lose viewers during that period.
Yeah.
Whereas before, when all the premieres were up front, it's like people were more engaged to stick around. So I'm a little concerned that like we lose viewers when Shippuden airs.
Yeah, but like I said, we don't matter. Our watching habits don't matter. They're thinking about everyone else. So
yeah, it's just our group that it affects. It's probably good that it's like that. It bums me out.
Anyway, that'll be it for this episode of the Toonami Escape Podcast. Thank you, B-Dubs.
Okay.
Thank you, C. Kohler.
No problem.
Thank you, Crocodile.
Always happy to help.
We'll see you guys next week for episode 124. Good night.